Remember catchy titles, remember powerful beginnings, think about the language you're using, and just find catchy phrases. Yeah, if someone wants to be a cat in this life, there's actually a word for it that I've learned from Joseph Kalpin. People who identify as animals, and you can identify as animals now, we call them furries. F-U-R-R-Y. So in the UK, there's a whole school of kids identifying as cats. I am not a cat, I'm a human being, created in the image of God. Right, let's get on to the language evaluation. The first thing I want to commend are the titles and the theme of tonight. That's one of the most important things about speaking is what is the title of your speech? What is the theme of the meeting? That's what's going to get people in, right? Shana could have easily chosen, your New Year's goals. What did she start with? She chose the theme, start with the end in, or begin with the end in mind. It's a very poetic theme, and that gets people in. Instead of just saying, what are your New Year goals? What do you want to do this year? Yeah, she came up with a very creative way of expressing something that everybody's probably talking about now. And that's the power of this club, is that we always, and something for you to learn, Susan, for your club, if you want to get better, like us, choose interesting, insightful, meaningful themes, not just what's your favorite food. Choose themes are important. And I also want to commend the two English speakers. Your titles were so catchy. The Wheel of Life. Reincarnation, TGIF, catches your eyes. Both titles catch me, right? When Linda starts a speech with TGIF catches your eyes, you're like, why? And this becomes this great thing about her posters, and they really are great posters. So she really feeds into the way we are catching your eyes on social media. Lila's speech, the Wheel of Life, reincarnation, is really tapping into Buddhist core beliefs of, they do believe in a wheel of life, but she's taking that, she's putting it right up there, and it makes the speech interesting that we all want to listen to it. Okay, listen to it. Yeah, we listen to our eyes. Okay. The next thing I want to address a little bit though is what we call jargon. J-A-R-G-O-N, jargon. It's the language we use to communicate as an in-crowd. So for example, my student George is here. He walks into the meeting and we get up and we introduce the TME. George, what is a TME? You have no idea, right? That's jargon. When we see there are new people in the club, we need to explain these terms. We need to say, okay, our Toastmaster of the evening is the host of the meeting. So then it becomes clear, what is a TME? It's a Toastmaster of the meeting. It's not the VP, it's the Vice President of Education. We need to spell these things out. We need to avoid the jargon, especially when there are new people here, because then it just goes over their head and it takes away the quality of the meeting. The next thing I also want to address is some of the cliches that we often use, and this is mostly for the hosts, right? So for Shana, our TME, when she's starting, she'll talk about the main course. Every single Toastmasters club talks about the main course. Announce the main course. Let's try and fix that. Let's try and find other exciting ways to introduce our speakers. Not just, now here's the main course. Then this is like the, I don't know what tabletops would be, and then maybe the evaluation is dessert. Now, let's find out different ways to introduce the speaking session, okay? And not go to the regular thing. Another thing that we can do as TME, especially Shane, and you did a great job tonight, but just things that we can use to improve, is it says, next we've got the art counter, next we've got the timer. We say, all right, now we've got an amazing helper coming up onto the stage, and just add that energy with your language, not just next, 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 next. It's boring, right? So we want to change it up a little bit. A couple of things I really did like, there was some catchy language. I love the feedback from our timer, Kiki, like, what are your goals for the year? And she's like, something, what was it? Something old, something new, something exciting, something cool, something like that, right? Yeah, I mean, it's very, very catchy. I love Lila, when she was ending her speech, she used this other catchy phrase, you are the most important. Right, that is very, very catchy. And I like these kinds of things when people are using these catchy phrases in speeches. They are unique, they're different, they get our attention, that's the goal. And that brings me back to the beginning of speeches. The way we begin speeches and the language we use when we begin speeches is very, very important. And so, for example, I agree with that. Linda's speech was amazing. But the one thing you can do is not get up here and start with a weak beginning. Hi everyone, I just wanted, before I begin my speech, so get up and say, does TGIF catch your eye? Immediately you jump in. You don't use this very weak language. Lila, you also use some weak language. You got up there, so today I'm going to talk a little bit about reincarnation. You just get upset and start with a question like, who wants to be a cat? Who wants to be a dog? Who wants to be a person? You get into that. Don't use weak language when you start. Unteam yourself as well. A couple of times you give speeches up here, you come up here and you start very slowly. Good evening. And then nobody really knows what to say. Just jump straight into it. You've already been introduced. Our counters, our timers, don't get up here and say, hi, my name is. The Toastmaster of the evening, our host, has already introduced you. You don't need to do that. So think about the language you're using all the time when you stand on the stage to introduce yourself. Where are we now? A couple of other things. And just to contrast that, I want to comment on Jacob's speech. Like, I don't know what the heck he was singing. But he got up here and he immediately got in our faces with that song, right? But that's where I also want to challenge Jacob with your speaking as or your language. You always start with a song. Next time, try to do something different. Okay? Try and challenge yourself to do something different. So this is the important part about language. Are you typing me? Are you typing me? All right. I think I'm at 5 minutes. Yeah, so anyway, that's it for me. Thank you very much. Just a couple of things to remember. Remember catchy titles. Remember powerful beginnings. Think about the language you're using and just find catchy phrases. Thank you very much. That's it.